Abhijit, welcome to our show. It's so nice to see you again after such a long time. So, we were all missing you, and so were our listeners. So, welcome again. So, Abhijit,
Thank you. It's wonderful being back after a long, long break.
yeah, we missed you. So, Abhijit,
Thank you.
one thing which is happening since yesterday. यार इमरान खान को गोली मार दी ऐसे कैसे हो गया भाई
देखिए ये ना मेरे दोस्त सुशांत सिंह जी कहते हैं, सुशांत
जी
सरीन, कि आपको पता है चाणक्य का ट्रेनिंग सब कहाँ हुआ था? तक्षशिला में। उसी एरिया वही नॉर्थ वेस्ट फ्रंटियर प्रोविंस जहाँ से ये इमरान खान आता है। उधर हर बंदा एक चाणक्य, छोटा चाणक्य है। वो विनाशकाली विपरीत बुद्धि हो सकता है, पर चाणक्य जरूर है उधर से।
जी
तो ये इमरान खान ने खुद अपने आप को किया या किसी ने उसको करवाया? वो कैसे when he is riding in a truck where his entire body is exposed, this fellow only finds his foot to shoot at, that too in a country where everyone owns a gun and can easily practice shooting. For him to
या
be so extraordinarily incompetent that he only shoots the foot
हाँ
and not the rest of the body, are you willing to buy that? Especially given that the face and the head are a much bigger target, and he was traveling in an open truck if you look at the video, है ना?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
So this can be anything. It can be the army trying to make it look like something. It can be Imran Khan doing it to himself. It can be Shehbaz trying to do it to him. It can be one of his own government partners trying to do it to him. किसको क्या पता उधर?
बिल्कुल सही ये पाकिस्तान तो अजब तरीके की जमहूरी हो गया है व्हाट डू यू थिंक इट्स गोइंग टू हैपन इन अ वेरी शॉर्ट टर्म आपको क्या लगता है कि पाकिस्तान में क्या होने वाला
I think this is heading up to the kind of instability where you see the military take over power again. Because
है
the military will only allow things to go up to this point and no further. If you remember the first time that uh, 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 Nawaz Sharif's government got dismissed, there was celebration on the streets
करेक्ट
because they thought it was a corrupt government, this and that. The second time when the coup happened, they did not celebrate on the streets. There was a very subdued reaction to it. Maybe this is the time where the government gets rid of a popular opposition. They might just pull off another Zulfikar Ali Bhutto type show trial or whatever, and violence might erupt on the streets like we've never seen before. I genuinely think that on one hand, the Pakistan army will eventually gain control. I also think this is the first time where it's going to be a much more uh, bloody sort of, I won't say civil war, but a significant internal disturbance kind of taking control procedure.
या एंड डू यू थिंक पाकिस्तान गेटिंग balkanized in this process
No, that is one thing. I think the one thing we need to remember is how many millions did they kill before the Bangladesh war? About 3-4 million
oh
people. They will kill off as many people as necessary, but they will not allow Pakistan to break up. The army simply won't allow it. And in the end, when the army chief says, stand up, attention, doesn't matter what your political inclinations are, you do stand up and attention. Bas. Remember, the Pakistani army works on the basis of self-interest. And in that sense, they do keep Pakistan together. Because their interest is Pakistan's interest, effectively, right? It's not that Pakistan's interest is their interest, but their interests are definitely Pakistan's interest.
पाकिस्तान से
So keeping the army together is keeping Pakistan together, and I think ultimately there is nobody strong enough there to be able to balkanize it. And I think the army, in the final analysis, it doesn't matter kya hota hai, will always come together.
अच्छा ये अभी राजनाथ सिंह when he was in one of the election rallies in Himachal so the crowd started chanting POK low POK low so POK what do you think is going to happen to POK if Pakistan is becoming weaker what is going to happen to POK
कुछ नहीं होगा हम तो लेने की क्षमता नहीं रखते हैं वो I think people tend to forget that the nuclear weapons in play out here. And if you go back to the early 2000s, this late 2000s, in fact, Pakistan had laid four criteria for the use of nuclear weapons. One of them was loss of territory. Hmm. So, first, हमारी लेने की क्षमता नहीं है. Second, if you look at POK, it is the most sanitized part of Pakistan ever. You will not see much by way of violent protest. You will see lots of protests of late against the Pakistan military, but not violent protests like you see here. So it is a pacified area. I think POK will be the last part of Pakistan to get, if at all balkanization happens, it will be the last part. वैसे नहीं, मैं नहीं मानता हूँ कि पाकिस्तान balkanize होगा.
But somehow the present government is giving a very different, a very different image, because Rajnath Singh said, "धैर्य रखिए, धैर्य रखिए मतलब वेट." तो इसका मतलब
Look,
वेट करिए.
this is look. This is like very. This is political chatter. I don't give it much weight.
Okay.
If this had
I
been
totally agree with you.
if this was at a corps commander leader or a division commander lead conference, or at a theater command conference, or at a defense conference, it would have been different. At a political rally, it's a completely different thing.
True, true. So going a little further to Europe, so recently, I think one of the Scandinavian countries lifted sanctions against Russia. Do you think Europe is on the way to buckle up?
It depends on how nasty the winter is. See, there's pros and cons to everything. If the winter is particularly nasty, uh, the Russians are in a very, very strong position then, and Europe becomes very weak, because if it is, say, -5 outside, and you want to keep internal temperatures all European houses are warmed up. There's central heating throughout Europe. If you want to keep it warm, you keep it at around 20 degrees Celsius inside. You need to increase the temperature by 25 degrees compared to the outside, which requires a certain gas consumption. Now, for this, they might have provisioned. And remember, everything in Europe is double glazed. All windows and doors are double glazed. The problem is, what if it becomes -10, -15? That level, even those 1 or 2, 3 degrees, takes up substantially, exponentially greater levels of energy consumption. So it depends on how bitter the winter is. This winter will either make or break Russia, or it will make or break Europe. And the thing is, if it is the harsher the winter, the lesser the chances of Russian nuclear usage. The milder the winter, the greater the chances of Russian nuclear usage.
Okay. तो ये तो बिल्कुल वो नेपोलियंस आर्मी की तरह हो गया when they had gone to Russia
I,
and harsh Russian
there
winters.
is there is another thing that could happen, which is
Yeah.
a mild winter where the ground does not freeze over, where it's called it's I think it's already started off in Ukraine. This is where a lot of rain falls in the
Yeah.
Pripyat marshes and things like that, and it has
Yeah.
been the death of Napoleon, it's been the death of Hitler.
Yeah.
It What happens is, the solid ground becomes sort of semi solid. वो हलवा का कंसिस्टेंसी होता है ना, जस्ट बिफोर
हाँ
हलवा
हाँ हाँ
बिकम्स
हाँ हाँ हाँ
गाढ़ा.
slushy
वो
slushy.
जब सूजी, हाँ, जब वो चीनी डालते हैं ना, वो सूजी फ्राइंग के टाइम, वो एक स्टेज होता है ना, ग्राउंड
जी
उसकी
जी
तरह
जी.
हो जाता है.
हाँ.
और उसमें जो सब हैवी इक्विपमेंट है, ट्रक्स, कैनन, सब कुछ अटक जाता है उसमें. दैट इज कॉल्ड द रास्पुतीत्सा. Now, if it is not cold enough, that Rasputitsa continues for a long time, and you can't have anything heavy move over it. This is also a situation that could favor Russia, but it is definitely not a situation that favors Russia's energy gambit. Uh, a particularly cold winter, we also don't know on the other phenomenon. For example, hail and snow, snowstorms and things like that kaise honge? Because all of that, a Russian soldier's equipment is so rudimentary it can fight through a snowstorm. Western equipment is so sensitive, it needs absolutely clear vision and this and that to be able to fight in those kind of situations. Number one. Number two, we don't know if Western equipment can operate in those kind of sub zero conditions. So, either way, it's there's pros and cons for everything out there.
So we'll have to wait and watch. And actually, this Ukraine war has prolonged more than anybody ever imagined. So
Yes.
we again have to wait and watch and see how it's going to impact the global economy and the global relations. So, Abhijit, on a lighter note, uh, why are you absent from Twitter on since 23rd July?
Because they've not suspended my account. They've forced me to delete a certain tweet which I'm refusing to delete. And I don't know if you
Oh,
saw the news, but we've taken them to the Delhi High Court. And they've all been told to appear. They've been told to file their, Twitter has been told to file their reply by the fourth week. Let's see. After that, we might also initiate criminal proceedings against Twitter because what Twitter has been doing is in the true Indology suspension case, they just
huh.
haven't been appearing. They've been
Oh,
going on postponing. This always used to be that Vijay Gadda lady, Vijay Gadhi. वो कौन गधी
huh.
थी गधी या गधे. I think she was plural gadhe because she had the donkey mindset of several, not one donkey but several donkeys. Vijaya Gadhe, who Elon Musk sacked. This used to be her strategy. You don't fight the
Uh-huh.
case. You just keep postponing, 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 postponing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
तारीख पे तारीख.
Ah. So let's see what happens. There are also criminal options available to us. We will decide on their exercise depending on what note Twitter files. The High Court asked, why don't you delete the tweet? I said, I am not going to delete it because it is not a violation of Twitter rules. And it is Twitter arbitration that's mistaken. And they've locked me out since what, July or whatever, for their own
23rd.
mistake, for which is why I'm seeking financial compensation from them as well.
Oh, good, 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 good.
Yes.
Do you
We are
think
seeking we are
Alan
seeking
Musk?
two we are seeking 2 crores in financial compensation from Twitter.
Good, good. So, do
Yes.
you think Alan Musk के बाद your case is going to be a little? Twitter is going to calm down a little on your case?
I don't think Elon Musk would have the bandwidth to look at
No, no,
every.
no. It's not the Elon Musk. It's just change of
No, I
people in the
don't
top.
think so. So what I was saying was he won't have the bandwidth to look at everything and
Obviously.
change policy. So the same people who continue to make legal policy in India up to this time would I suspect continue to make it without much change. आज तो बहुत sacking का emails जाने वाला है ना आज 1600 GMT, which is approximately what 10 o'clock India time.
Correct. G
No, nine o'clock
1600.
in.
It's 4.
So 9 o'clock India
10
time.
6.
9 o'clock India time. Every Twitter employee would know if there will be continued employment or not. The belief is he is going to sack about 3,500 to 4,000 people today.
Oh, this man has balls. Very good. He really does.
He does.
So,
But hey, to be fair, a man must have balls. Otherwise, he can't be.
नहीं नहीं कई बार
They
नहीं
cannot
होते
be.
यार. Figuratively, I'm talking.
हाँ, हाँ.
So, Abhijit, last question from my side. दिल्ली के इलेक्शंस डिक्लेयर हो गए एमसीडी के.
अच्छा हो गए कब?
हाँ आज हुए हैं बिकॉज आई हैड गॉन टू एन एसडीएम्स ऑफिस एंड ही सेड कि आई हैव गॉन फॉर ट्रेनिंग. उसके
हाँ,
बाद फॉर बिकॉज द इलेक्शंस हैव बीन अनाउंस्ड.
हाँ.
तो ये बीजेपी ने डीलिमिटेशन कर दिया सब कुछ. दे हैव ट्राइड टू मेक थिंग्स वर्क इन देयर फेवर. आपको क्या लगता है क्या होगा?
I still think AP is going to win. Because their
Really?
BJP in Delhi is so weak. They don't have a platform. They don't get eyeballs. I don't see them day to day the way I see AAP workers in my own neighborhood.
Yeah.
In my own neighborhood, जब हम before the government took over vaccination and things, जब हम घूम रहे थे भाई कहाँ, we were trying to make these appointments online. The AAP just came and set up a vaccination clinic for the first round, and we went there. No influence, no nothing. कुछ किसी से बात नहीं करना पड़ा, सीधे जाके खटाक लगा के आ जाओ. So I see the way they work. They are in your face every single day, for good or bad. It doesn't matter. The point is, when you talk about your local AAP counselor, there's somebody to talk to. There's somebody to go complain to. There is always somebody around. With BJP, I don't even know who the hell my local counselor is. I don't even know who the hell my ward, this thing, whatever, koi bhi. ठीक है ना? So, just staying in touch with people makes a huge difference.
Makes a huge difference. And ये आम आदमी पार्टी के एक और बहुत इन्होंने क्या किया है, आई डोंट नो वेदर यू हैव नोटिस्ड, दे वर्क इन वेरी क्लोज कोऑर्डिनेशंस विद आरडब्ल्यूए. देखिए आरडब्ल्यूए की
अरे
स्कैफोल्डिंग पे
सर,
चढ़ के
आरटीआई का पूरा हाईजैक हो चुका है एपी का.
एग्जैक्टली और
हाँ.
सो आरडब्ल्यूए की स्कैफोल्डिंग लेके इन्होंने पूरा अपना नेटवर्क फैला रखा है. और
And,
आरडब्ल्यूए की दो हो गए हैं कई कई जगह, एक आप समर्थक और एक बीजेपी समर्थक.
हाँ, और see, I don't mind at all because where I live, BJP is non-existent. I haven't seen a BJP poster. I don't know who my local BJP candidate is. I know squat. Not that I vote in Delhi. I vote in Madras.
ओके.
But I don't know squat about the BJP here. All I remember is during the state election, Smriti Irani had to come here and do this thing, a rally, जिसमें हमने सब जाके थोड़ा चेहरा दिखाया था अपना. But other than that, we have no clue यार. इधर ना बीजेपी सो रहा है basically. They don't know what to do. वो जब
हेडलेस.
अगर आउट ऑफ कहीं आपको कोई थप्पड़ मारता है ना, थोड़ी देर आप क्या हुआ ढूंढ के देखते रहते हो ना. ये एपी को थप्पड़ के बाद थप्पड़ मारे जा रहे हैं और देर अभी भी दे स्टिल क्लूलेस लुकिंग अराउंड.
बिल्कुल सही कह रहा, बिल्कुल सही कह रहा. Let's hope. I really hope BJP feels good candidate. क्योंकि I'm sure the elections are going to be in first week of December. अब टाइम ही नहीं बचा है, महीना भर भी नहीं बचा है, ये जल्दी जल्दी डिसाइड कर लें, अदरवाइज दे लूज द रेस.